Hello, today I will discuss the Desecrated aka Abyssal mods on the Waystones and why you should always play them, at least in the early league when all of the Abyssal supplies and drops are quite expensive. Of course, you can play other juicing strategies that don't involve Desecrated mods or Abyss content, but this would most likely require a very expensive strong build with a lot of rarity. So if you're a casual player and not a streamer that plays the game 24/7, this video is for you, and if you're an advanced player, you could also find some new techs and tricks to improve your farming efficiency. I will explain how and when to use these mods to get the most of it, especially when you find an Abyss icon on the Atlas, which is the place where you can get the most of value using the Desecrated Waystone or lose value by not using them. After discussing these mods, I will also explain how to craft these Waystones, how to improve them with the new Omens, and I will also show my Atlas passive tree. Okay, let's start. There's plenty of Desecrated Waystone mods outcomes while using the Preserved Vertebrae on them, but we will focus strictly on the most valuable ones that affect and synergize with the Abyss mechanics while encountering them. So let's go through each mod and learn how to get the most out of them. But before that, let's discuss what the Abyss icon on the Atlas means to better understand which mods should be used on the map with this icon and which mods should be used on other maps. Abyssal icon means that the area is overrun by the abysses, which means a lot of abyss pits and cracks on almost the whole map. These maps are extremely valuable if used correctly. So basically finding a map with the Abyss icon is like hitting a jackpot, and you don't want to waste it with a bad waystone, which we will talk about later. In general, we will discuss two scenarios. First, when we don't find the Abyss icon on the Atlas, and second, when we do find it. Let's start with the scenario when we don't find the icon. And let's start with the most powerful and most expensive mod. Area is overrun by the Abyssal. The map is just full of abysses. It changes your normal map on the Atlas into the map that is overrun with abyssals, recommended for Magic Find builds. It should be used on maps without the Abyss icon, and it cannot be used on the maps with the Abyss icon, which is already overrun with the abyssals. Additional note, these mods add other stats to the Waystone that are not visible while revealing them in the Well of Souls, so be aware of them to know which mod would be best for your strategy. For example, this mod also grants additional rare monsters and increased Waystone drop chance. I won't discuss all of these additional mods in this video to keep it short, sweet and to the point. And now let's go through other cheaper mods that are good for maps without the Abyss icon for Atlas progression or low investment budget farming. Abysses lead to an abyssal depths, and that's an important one. I recommend using it with tier 16 Waystones on maps that are irradiated or ones with a boss that have +1 to area level from a boss tree. This is because Abyssal depths have +1 to area level, so combined with the previously mentioned +1, we are easily generating area level 82 Abyssal depths for juicy eye level 82 drops and a chance for a level 20 uncut skill gem, which is worth a lot of money. So don't underestimate this mod and don't be afraid to invest into tier 16 Waystones to generate eye level 82 areas on almost every single map using the correct irradiated or boss tablets. If you can't afford or handle tier 16 Waystones, lower maps with this mod are still good, as Abyssal depths drop a lot of valuable omens. So always clear whole Abyssal depths, don't just rush them to the end. Very good strategy for Atlas progression even on non-juiced maps to generate extra profit from the Abyssal depths. Next mod is Abysses have additional pits. Pretty strong mod as it expands our Abyss, resulting in more monsters, more rewards and increased chance to find the entrance to the Abyssal depths. Next we have Abysses lead to an Abyssal boss. Abyssal bosses are not super rewarding, so this is not a valuable mod but definitely worth trying for fun. Next we have Area contains an additional Incubator Queen, pretty similar to the previous one, but the boss, which in that case is the Incubator Queen, spawns directly in the map. Not the best mod to farm, but definitely worth doing at least once to try something different. And now let's discuss the situation when you find the Abyss icon on the Atlas. You should use this map combined with some good Desecrated mod Waystones to synergize it with these abysses. As I said before, this icon is like hitting a jackpot and you should try to get the most of it. Here are some options. Abyssal monsters grant increased experience. This is a perfect mod to start with to level up your character fast. However, you should only use it when you really need XP, as these Abyss icon maps can be utilized much better for profit. Next mod is Abysses in Area Spawn Increased Monsters. This mod should be used on Abyssal maps to affect map overrun with Abyssals to increase the monsters. Recommended for magic find builds with item rarity and for the maps juiced with towers. Next we have Abyss pits have the chance to spawn all monsters at least magic. Especially good with increased effect of explicit modifiers points on the Atlas tree to further increase the chance of spawning magic monsters. Pretty good for magic finders. Next we have monsters from Abysses have increased difficulty and reward for each closed pit in that Abyss. Pretty good one, especially for magic find builds, but it makes the map pretty hard, so it requires a good build with good damage and good defenses. But it really pays off. This one could fall into meta, but that's just a speculation as we are still exploring the new patch. Next we have Abyss pits in Area always have rewards. This is a pretty good one, especially if you don't have any rarity stacked on your build. It makes all of the Abyssal pits to have guaranteed chests with the rewards. These drops are not affected by a character item rarity, so as I said, pretty good for non-MF builds, and it feels like opening gifts on Christmas. Next we have natural rare monsters in Area have one extra Abyssal modifier. Pretty good one, as +1 mod means more drops. And of course, you can also increase the number of rare monsters by using Liquid Paranoia on the Waystone, which is good not only with this specific mod, but with basically all of the maps. Just keep in mind that it turns a map into a delirious one, making it more rewarding but also much more difficult. So that's it about the Desecrated mods. There's a bit more of them, and some of them are similar to the frustrating mods from tier 17 maps in PoE 1. As I said, I won't discuss them, but you should be aware that they exist and some of them may be useful for you, even though they don't directly interact with the Abyss mechanics. For example, natural rare monsters in Area are in a union of souls with the map boss. This could massively increase the map boss difficulty, but also his item rarity, so if you're running some kind of map boss farming strategy, this could be good for you. Okay, now let's get into the crafting, the Desecrated Waystones and improving them with Omens. To craft the Desecrated mod, you simply use Preserved Vertebrae on it and then reveal it in the Well of Souls. You can use one of the 3 new Omens that allow you to reroll all of the mods using Chaos Orb into the specific rewarding mods, especially recommended when you hit a desired mod. So here are the 3 new Omens. Omen of the Chaotic Rarity will reroll mods so they will only grant rarity, most recommended in most cases. Omen of Chaotic Quantity will reroll mods so they will only grant monster pack, not the best one, but can be pretty good on the maps affected by Coalesced Corruption to spawn even more Beyond monsters, recommended for builds with some item rarity on the gear, but in most scenarios they will still prefer item rarity Omen. And the third one, Omen of Chaotic Monsters, that will add rare and magic monsters. It could be good for Waystones with +1 mod to rare monsters. And here's my Atlas tree. It's pretty straightforward, no special strategy here, just increased quantity, rarity, effect of explicit modifiers of Waystones, increased effect of tablets, and increased monsters. The only thing worth noticing is that I took the Rogue Exile spawn chance, and this is because Rogue Exile converted by the Abyss in the map or in the Abyssal depths will drop the new super valuable jewel, Heart of the Well. Definitely worth trying in my opinion, as this jewel could be worth dozens of divines. So that's it, I hope this video was helpful. If you liked it, please consider subscribing for more content like that and leave a thumb up. And if you didn't like it, please leave a thumb down. And as always, the comments section is yours. I really like to have a discussion with you, my dear viewers, and I try to reply to every comment. Both positive and negative feedback is much appreciated. If you wanna check the full Desecrated mods list, the link is in the description. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.